Alright guys, welcome back to the 17 Grand Cross video. This is a massive turning point for Global Grand Cross, as now the Global, JP and KR side are now fully in sync. Still on different versions, so you're not going to be able to play with JP players. And in fact, JP and KR, I think, are still like 5 hours ahead of Global. But we are getting updates on the same day, basically, which is the one thing I wanted for such a long time now. As someone who covers content in the game, it's very jarring a little bit to see everyone play and have, you know, all the cool characters on JP. And we have to wait 5 days for it to come towards Global. So now I'm definitely more excited and to get in and start making content more on Grand Cross at the right time when the new characters actually drop, especially now that we are starting to cover more Four Knights Apocalypse, which is what I've been wanting for such a long time now. You know, this is our third Four Knights character, second if you don't include another Percival, and we're jumping straight towards Lancelot. And yeah, what a better character to be the face of like the Global Sin Cup, being Lancelot, transforming into Sin. And now it's nice as well that we have the 4 English patch notes the day before, rather than reading and trying to decipher what the actual JP patch notes actually mean. So yeah, let's talk about Shujubi summoning. Also coming along with the update is also retired Knight Vargis. I can never say his name properly. He is actually a UR character, which is crazy. However, he is a top 100 character. We'll talk about him anyway, but he's basically a trophy character, not a real unit. Okay, so Lancelot is a unique character, and the first character in the game ever to have the new talent ability. The talent ability is not like the Graces. It literally is a 4th skill. Yes, there's now 4 skills in the game. I'm definitely going to be making a video on it because the possibilities they can do with this talent ability is so cool. And you got to remember, from the looks of it, it's not meant to be a damage skill. It's more of a buff skill, and that's something I think the game has needed for a long time now. If you look at the way the game has gone, buffs and recovery skills aren't really that good. In fact, you're most of the time seeing, you know, recovery related abilities or buffs and debuffs be through attack skills. We haven't had, I think the last character that might have done the actual rejuvenate skill was like, what, Shuna, like 2 years ago? Like a straight recovery. If you look at like Percival, the last one we got, he is a healer, but he does that through his passive and also by life stealing. So I really do like this ability, but let's talk about what the character actually does. So first thing first, he is the first dual race character. We've kind of had that in the game a little bit with obviously Sigurd, but it wasn't a dual race character. And to be fair, there's only one dual race character in the whole series. Like, if you don't know, Tristan is possibly, he could be Demon Goddess, but they did confirm his race in the lore of 70 Sins to be a Nithhelm, which is basically unknown anyway. Where Lancelot was never given a full-on title. He's literally just fairy human. More likely explains why Tristan is actually unknown, but who knows, maybe they just make him Goddess and Demon later on. Alright, let's talk about what he does. So at the start of battle, he's going to apply Insight on towards the hero. Insight is going to be applicable allies decrease damage taken by 30%. It is the start of battle, so even if you start second, you're still going to get that damage decrease, which is obviously very good. The hero's HP is increased by 8% for each applicable ally participating in the battle. The applicable allies are humans, fairies, and the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse. Now remember, 4 Knights Apocalypse, there is a characteristic in-game already, which is basically the literally 4 Knights. You know, Tristan, Percival, Gawain, and Lancelot. It doesn't mean characters from 4 Knights Apocalypse, but instead the actual 4 Knights Apocalypse. When a applicable ally uses a single target skill and deals damage, the Mark of Insight is going to be applied towards that target for 3 turns to a maximum of 1 enemy. Basically, this is what it means. King is a applicable ally. He's going to deal single target damage towards Subnak, and you can kind of make it out because it is hidden by the actual petrification, but there's a little mark right there. You'll see once again Lancelot do a single target damage towards Millen, and then it's going to change over towards the Millen, applying the Mark of Insight. What the Mark of Insight does do is lower the crit defense by 50%, meaning when you do crit, not that it's easy to crit, but when you do crit, you're actually going to do more damage on the crit. In addition, each time an applicable ally deals damage, and that can be with an AoE skill, as long as they deal damage towards someone with the Mark of Insight, then the hero, this hero, Lancelot, is going to gain 1 piercing arrow, and the piercing arrow is going to increase the pierce rate by 100%, which is mental. If you look at how far we've come with pierce characters, with Rimuru, having 100% pierce rates, and it stacks up to 3 times. It is crazy. And on top of that, what he also does do at the start of the turn, the hero's attack rate stats are going to increase by 5% for each attack type the enemy has. What does that mean? Right above me, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in total at the start of the game. That means you're going to get 5% attack rate stats based off each one of those cards. Meaning, over the course of the game, he's going to get slightly weaker, but also doesn't really matter because you probably likely won the game by then. So yeah, like I say, the talents are one of the coolest things in the game, and this is something that a lot of people have been wanting for a long time. Not necessarily the talents, but this ability which didn't really fit into the game too well other than now, essentially. So what this is a full skill. Reveals the enemy skills on the ally's turn once the talent is used, and also remove all debuffs from the hero equal to the number of enemies participating in battle. And they actually showcase it here, and it's actually so cool because it's during a turn. So yeah, this is it right there. You can see when he does use it, he's gonna do a little special animation, and then boom, reveal all the cards. This is very, very tame. You can imagine in the future, we're gonna get like, you know, full heal the team, buff up the team. You can imagine like we just saw in Addo Adventure, Berserk Meliodas. Imagine this guy comes towards a game and he has a talent ability where he buffs up and goes berserk. Or maybe we get like, you know, transforming characters. They can do so much of this. Eren, if they made his actual like transformation through a talent. Maybe now we get dual characters to where you can now switch out every 3 turns for the talent system. This opens up the door towards so many new abilities in the game that is definitely going to take Rank Cross towards the next level, which cannot wait to see. Like I say, this one is kind of tame. Revealing a hand is actually cool. It has got a bit of flavor because that's what LANCELOT can do. You can read the mind, so like reading the skills. Very, very cool. And removing debuffs is always quite nice. He does have 2 attack skills, so we ever going towards a meta, especially with Milan right now, where you want to use like a 4 attack skill team. He can just cleanse it without even having his whole team there. Skill 1, pretty simple. 450% attack, and it's going to deal 3 times pace rate and also ignore resistance. Then we have Crash and Barrage, which is going to be penetration. 50, which is attack plus 50% when using a skill. Just simple as that. And also increase damage dealt by half of your pace rate. And then we get to the ultimate. Now the ultimate does have a well condition behind it. You do want to get this guy duped out a little bit. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but let's talk about it. So what he does do is increases the hero attack rate stats by 50% for 3 turns, and the hero also gains 3 piston arrows, then inflicts impact equal to 750% attack. The piston arrows once again is 100% pace rate basically, so you're gonna get 3 of those, so you're gonna get 300% pace rate. Impact is a single target skill, but now an AoE skill. Now what's cool about this part of the ultimate is that it doesn't scale off dupes. No matter what dupe level you have, you're always gonna get 50% attack rate stats, and even if you're 1/6, you're still gonna get the 3 times pace arrows, which means you're still gonna get that 100% or 30% actual pace rate buff. However, this is where the character does become a little bit well-oriented. So, while the hero is participating in battle, enemies with the afflicted mark of insight, which we talked about before, all it does do is lower your actual critical resistance. What it's going to actually do is decrease the damage dealt by 20% when they attack. You can see to lower the enemy's actual damage dealt by 20%, you do have to get towards 3/6. So 3/6 is kind of where you want to get this character to, which I know is not the easiest thing to do. You're more likely only going to get 1 copy during 1 rotation. And of course, if you want to go crazy on this banner, you got to remember at the end of the next month, we're going to be getting the New Year banner, most likely Melly, maybe Tristan, who knows. Also, to add on to it, when the hero does use a AoE skill other than the ultimate, you are going to deal additional damage equal to 100% of the damage dealt towards the enemy afflicted with market insight. And you can see right here, even at 1/6, you still get that additional damage, which I think is quite nice. I thought it might have been like 10 to 20%. It's 60%, it's not the highest, but as you can see, it then goes towards 70 and 80 and 100. Like they say, getting towards 3/6, 70% extra damage dealt is sometimes still enough to kill. I think a lot of us agree that the 100% extra damage might be a bit overkill. So to showcase what it looks like and how it actually works, it is a little bit different towards Milan. Okay, so you can see right now what he's going to do is deal damage towards the whole team, AoE skill, and then the marked target, being Milan, is then going to take 100% of the extra damage. And the cool thing is, it's not 100% damage towards Milan, it's the whole team basically. So you see right now, he does 400k, then he's going to do additional 483k towards that marked target. Boom. Milan's going to pop. So yeah, that is kind of crazy, right? It's not the additional damage towards just her, it's the whole team. And remember, once you do another single target skill, it then applies again. So it's not like a one-time thing. We've had this type of ability before where you mark someone like Ghislaine and also Summer Freya, and then once you kill that target, it then moves on, or it's random, or the highest CC target. You have full agency about who this actually goes onto, and you can also continue it. But of course, it'll get weaker and weaker as there's less people on the field. But even by then, you've won. So yeah, the character is cracked. He's a blue type, so he's going to be a kind of a good counter towards Millen. Human and also fairy, so there's a lot of synergy team builders you can do there. You can use him on, of course, the full fairy team. They do showcase later on as well, using him on the actual full human team, which also works very much as well. And even later on, once we start to get more 4 Knights characters, we might even have a 4 Knights team. So yeah, there's a lot of synergies you can do with this character. I think in terms of like future-proof, he's going to last probably a bit longer. But then again, can he be the one to break the November curse? Because so far, every single time we've gotten a November character, other than the one during the first, basically, year of the game, they always get countered by the December festival. So, while I do think this character is broken and you should be summoned anyway, do be wary that, yeah, something big is also coming, whether that be a new Melly or a new Tristan. You also want to keep some gems towards the end of the actual year. So, let's talk about the banner. The banner is obviously what we voted for. It's basically the best we could have gotten in terms of the characters available. There are still a few people missing on the banner, like the new Percival, even Esterosa. There's no Boulder. There's no Gopher, UR-wise. You know, even for a little bit, you can expect those characters to return, you know, at the end of, hopefully, December. But in terms of the banner, this is the first time that Escanor, Subnac, and also UR Arthur have all returned for the first time. I mean, it's been almost a year now, basically. So this is definitely a must-have for the banner alone. Maybe Light Liz will be better later on because she just got a new relic, and if we do get Tristan who buffs up goddesses, then that is probably what she needs to be relevant. Barn might get a relic. He has been linked to get a relic next year. It could be him, so getting him duped out isn't the worst idea. Merlin, Chandler, King, Valenti, Diane, and also Skadi, all characters that released during the early start of this year that you may have skipped because they always release in between festivals, so it's nice to pick those up for the first time. This is Varghese, which is, as you can see, it's just literally made to buff up Percival. It's cool. I like it. And, you know, when we do get that broken festival, you are talent Percival in the future. I would have liked to make a video with this guy, but, you know, you got to get top 100, so it's not happening. He's arsed, though, but, like, you know, he buffs up Percival. So yeah, should you summon? Definitely. I think for the past like 2 months now, we've not had that many crazy banners. We had Percival 2 months ago. We had Esterosa, which might have been a summon for a lot of people who was very, very, very good. And of course, Millen last month. But Millen, very easy to get. It was like 455 damage to guarantee it once, or maybe you got Shion instead. So I think some people should have some damage saved up, especially because we knew towards the end of the year we are going to get back-to-back big festivals. Always the biggest updates of the year, going back from towards Escanor and Stop Melee, you know, for like 4 or 5 years ago now. So yeah, this is only part 1. Definitely a must summon. Lancelot is probably one of the coolest characters in Thorns Apocalypse, and it's going to be a pretty good counter towards Millen, and I think a very fun character to play around with, especially with that new talent feature. But, like I did say, save some gems. While, yes, you want to get him towards 3-6, and you might be tempted to go crazy on his banner, something big and better is coming, probably likely in December. And, like I did say, the curse is yet to be broken since it's got introduced. It's possible we could get a new Meliodas that might be a green character that's going to absolutely kill off this Lancelot. Or maybe we get a Tristan that might, I guess, buff him up because they might work together. Or it might kill him off, who knows. Very cool that they've done a full 4 Knights team. I might have to try that. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Bear in mind, once again, the update is dropping at the exact same time for round everyone. JP and KR are going to get like I think like 2 a.m. and then we get it at like 8 a.m. Basically on our reset we're going to get it. And yeah, really looking forward towards it. Lancelot is a character I've wanted for a long time. Unfortunately, the only bad thing about the character is that he has no intro animation, which is something I thought it would have done for Lancelot because of the way he got revealed in the anime manga. That was just like the perfect fit in for an actual intro. Even something like this, what he does when he walks in, would have been nice to see that as like an actual intro, but unfortunately Escanor's the only one to have it. Maybe any Melee has it, especially if it's Berserk Melee or it's, you know, King Melee, who knows. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.